Well, we have, and we got to Gallagher Pan, and we tried to get ourselves into a situation where we were going to see perfectly with the sunset, but he didn't. Herbie, you're a champion. Thank you, buddy. So Herbie has once again come through. Oh, there we are. Right here. I didn't expect him to be so close. But there we go. How cool is this? Now, it was going to be so epic. If he went to Gallagher Pan, we had the most insane sunset lined up with the pan, and I was hoping he was going to go and drink, but alas, sometimes the best plans are foiled, and at least we've got to see him, which is really cool. Now, he's on his way straight towards Gari Dam, and so I'm pretty sure he's going to be going to the dam cam, so if you want to watch on the dam cam as well, it will be a good place to go. Now he's just dropping down into the drainage section here. Oh, this is going to be tough to follow him through this, but we'll try our very, very best. Now, I'm not sure who it is just yet. I know it's quite a dark male, so I know Tinyo is one of the darker of the Birmingham boys, so I think it could be him that is here. Of course, this is a massive speculation from where I am, but I think it's him. Just looking at that lip as well, it looks like it could be him. So let's see how he goes. But yes, come back to the road. That's going to be much better if you do. There we go. Lots of scent marking, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to get some roaring tonight. If he's scent marking like this, I wouldn't be surprised we hear some roaring. Isn't this cool? This is so cool. These Birminghams are getting massive. Their manes are getting so good. You've got nice big long manes coming down the chest, getting black and dark. And if you look at a picture of these guys from a year ago, they don't look anything like what you're seeing now. Oh, I don't know. This is going to be tough if he's going to go through here. He will eventually get to the dam, but it's not going to be easy to follow him through this lot. Let's see, we'll try follow him. It's going to be an adventure nonetheless, Ferg. So I hope you've got your hard hat on, because here we go. Adventure is what you're here for. That was said like a true adventurer. This is so cool. So, look at that. Isn't that cool? He is awesome. I'm so happy that we managed to get him, and it just shows you how important it is to have people like Herbie around, the skills that they have to be able to find this animal, and also just to be off on foot. Like I said to you, I'm sure this lion was somewhere in that area, and that if we could just get on foot and walk through, we would be able to find him. And luckily for us, Herbie went in, and it took him, I don't even know, half an hour, and he was on it as quick as a flash. So well done to Herbie. He's really done well. Now he's going straight towards the dam. I don't know if we're going to be able to follow him through here. We might have to just quickly shoot round to the dam itself and then try and see if we can't go from there, because it's going to get very hairy in here. And well, actually I don't even think we can get all the way around. I don't think we're going to get through here, Ferg. We're going to try. Christina, you want to know what a gremlin is? Well, Christina, it's a small little creature that lurks in the shadows and waits for you and an unsuspecting vehicle to come, and then what it does is it quickly, as quick as a flash, jumps onto the vehicle. It attacks our aerials and our signal, bites through the cables and cuts our feed so that we can't show you anything. So that is what a gremlin is. They are nasty little creatures, things you don't really want around, and so we try and get rid of them as much as possible. Now I'm just trying to see if I can keep up with this lion. There's no ways I'm going to be able to keep up through here. I don't know where Byron is, but hopefully he's going to be able to help us out shortly, because it's almost time for school drive. So it would be I've lost sight of this male, but I can see the dam, so I'm just going to go around to the dam, because we're fighting against a brick wall here at the moment. So this is no good. We're going to have to try and get around and get another way through, because that's just ridiculous inside there. Oh, here we go, trying to get around. Right, so it's that time now where we're going to start to entertain and educate the kids and the youth of today, and so we'll see you all just now. indeed, we are really lucky that we've managed to find a big male lion that's walking towards us. Now, my name is Tristan, and on camera today I've got Ferg, and as Byron mentioned, the king of the jungle is walking straight towards us. So it is a very, very warm welcome to all the schools that are joining us, as well as the fact that I hope you're going to enjoy what we're about to show you, because it is absolutely beautiful. But our male is slowly coming down to water, and he looks like he's going to have a drink. You can see that he's approaching. There we go, there's the water and the sunset, and there comes our male lion. Look at how big he is. He is massive, and you can see his big dark mane. And it's interesting because I didn't think he would be walking at this time. It's a little bit early for the lion to start walking, because he knows that normally they're dark time and the night is the best time to walk around, because he can go without being seen. So I'm surprised that he's up just yet, but I'm super thankful that he is, because it means that we can show all of you. And remember, if you have any questions about our lion, you can ask your teachers and to send through the questions that you do have, and we'll try and answer as many as we can for you. Now I'm going to go try and catch up with our male lion, because he's striding towards where we are, and I want to see if we can't get a certain picture that I'm hoping we will be able to get for you. And what I want to do is I'm going to go just in front here. There's going to be a little dip, and we're going to go down the dip, and then the male hopefully is going to walk at the same height as us, and you're going to be able to see just how big he is by when he's at eye level. It really is going to be so cool. So we just got to get down here quickly. And this is exciting, because we've been trying to find this male lion all afternoon, and we've really been struggling. We were driving round and round and round, and we couldn't find him. But now all of a sudden he's come out of the bushes, and hopefully he's going to come just straight over the front. And there he's going. So he should come right here, and he'll come past us on the left-hand side. Now, this male lion is part of a coalition of 4. Now, the word coalition, it means a group of males together. So it's him and his siblings, or other males that were born into the same pride as him, that walk around together, and they are the dominant males in this area. They look after this whole section and make sure that they keep this area safe for their females, and make sure that there's no other males that come here. Now he's going to walk out. There he comes. Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? And you can see he's got a bit of a cut under his eye, because the wild lions here, they have to fight to defend their territory. And there he goes. And it's not every day that you're going to get an eye-level view of a big male lion as he walks along. Isn't that wonderful? Look at the size of him. He is huge. So if you want to know how big he is, he's probably, I would say, he weighs close to about 500 pounds. And he is the size of, well, I suppose, what would be a good thing to reference, Ferg? Maybe a large cow in terms of his weight. That's probably about the best thing. I was trying to think of something that would be in the North America that we could reference in terms of size, but there really isn't very much that is the same size as a lion out that way. So hopefully we'll be able to catch up with him, and he's not going to go into too much of a thicket, because the area that we're in is a very dense thicket to our south, and it's going to be very difficult to be able to see him. Now remember, you can ask any questions that if you do have. Just remember to send to your teacher, and she'll tell me, and I can answer the questions for you. So if you want to know about our lion, or if you're excited to see our lion, then remember, you can let us know. You can even tell me what it makes you feel to be able to see a lion in the wild of Africa live. It's really very cool that we can sit here, and we are all the way on the other side of the world when the sun is setting, when you're just going to school, and you can see a male lion walking in South Africa. Is that not cool? Now, our lion was a bit unsure of which way he wanted to go, so now he's going around the cars. So we're going to try and see if we can't just keep up with him as he goes round. Now, he's going to come back to the road eventually. What he's doing is he's going around the cars, because he wasn't too sure about walking in between all of them. So now he wants to just go around, and he'll pop out back on the road in front of us. Hello, everyone. So we're just saying hello to all the other guests. Now, these people have come from all over the world and have come to see this beautiful male lion, and to see what he is, and to get a nice up-close experience with him. And so it's always good just to be polite and to say hello to everyone as you do. winter time for us, which means that it is dry and dusty, and that means that sometimes our male lion gets a bit of dust in his nose, and then he has to sneeze a little bit and get rid of all of that dust. So it is, sometimes you'll see them that they do this. I wonder if he's going to just keep on going. I don't think he's going to be hunting, because I saw him walking past some antelope earlier that are like your deer. They're called nyala, and the nyala went running, and our male lion didn't even look at him. He just carried on walking and was not interested in hunting at all. It looks like what he's doing is doing a territorial patrol. Now, a territory is an area where our lions will try and check and make sure they use their urine or their wee to be able to mark a territory so that other males don't come in. And so what he's doing is he's going to go up to the trees, and he's going to lift his tail, and he's going to spray his wee on the tree itself so as to tell other male lions, this is my territory, you must stay away, don't come near, I don't want to see you in this area, let alone even smell you. So that's what he's trying to do. So, Nathan, finally we've got a question, and you want to know where we are. Well, Nathan, thank you for being brave enough to ask. We are in the northeastern corner of South Africa. South Africa. Oh, excuse me, Nathan, I just just swallowed a fly, so that's not good. These things happen sometimes as you're driving along. A fly just went down my throat. Oopsie. But we are in the northeastern corner of South Africa, right on the southern tip of the continent of Africa. So it is really a very pretty place, and we have lots of wildlife in this northeastern corner, and we're in one of the biggest game reserves in the world. And this game reserve is called the Greater Kruger National Park, and it is massive. It is about 8 million acres, which means these animals can move around in that bigger space. It's huge, huge, huge. And so that's why we have lots of big animals like the elephants and the lions and all of these others that roam around in this area. But let's try catch up with our lion, because he's leaving me behind because I was choking on the fly. Oopsie. I did catch the fly with my tongue. I was like a chameleon, Ferg, except that I didn't really want to. It wasn't very tasty, and most of the flies out here are landing on all kinds of dung, so they land on the poo for lots of these animals, and you don't want to eat flies here. So I'm not really that happy that I swallowed it, but well, it's extra protein, and so it's not going to kill me, and I'll be all right. Hello, everyone. So we're just greeting everyone as we go by. It's good manners to say hello to people. Did I wave like the Queen of England? Well, thank you, Ferg. I try my best. Now, I wonder... There we go. There's our little majesty wave. So when you're in England, remember to wave like this as you go past. And hopefully you won't be seeing a male lion walking down the road in England. Otherwise, there will be panic going on. But isn't he cool? We're so lucky to see him. Like I say, we've been trying the whole afternoon to find him, and all of a sudden, as that sun set, he just came striding out of the bush, and we were able then to follow him. And one of our good friends and one of the guys that works with us, he was able to find him on foot. So sometimes what we'll do is to try and find these animals is we'll try and find where their footprint goes, and then what we do is we then follow the footprints into the bush until we find the animal. And so Herbie, who works with us, he found this lion on foot, and then the lion started to walk out into the open. So we were very, very cool. Right, now I'm going to put some lights on because, well, it's getting dark and we want to see our lion, so we're going to put some lights on. We're also going to play hopscotch now because we've got lots of vehicles with us and they all want to see the lion, and so what we have to do is give everyone a chance. So we just leapfrog each other as we go forward. So every now and then you'll see I'm going to move out the way and let somebody else come past. Cesar Chavez School, you want to know why the lion is called the king of the jungle? Well, the reason he's called the king of the jungle is because he's the fiercest and biggest of the predators here. So he eats all of the other animals, really, and so he's really on top of the food chain. The actual biggest animal that we have out here is the elephant. It's not the lions. And so basically this guy is just on top. Oh, wait, listen. Isn't that cool? So that's our male lion telling everybody this is my territory. So he's roaring to tell them all, and also to contact his coalition members. So he's trying to tell everybody that, where are you, my brothers? Where can I find you? As well as to tell other males that he is the dominant male here and everybody must stay away. But isn't that sound the coolest thing? It's one of the loudest sounds that we get here in Africa. And when he roars at you like that, it makes your bones shiver. So that is so special to see that. We're very, very lucky. And I was hoping he was going to roar for all of you because it's very exciting when he does. Now, I was just telling the others to come past us so that they can go and catch up with the lion, and we'll fall to the back of the lion so that we can then hop frog and get into the front again. So for a little bit of time, we're going to have to drive behind the others. But that was very cool. Our lion was an absolute rock star and he roared for all of you. I'm so happy. It's such a cool thing to see. You guys are being spoiled today by this lion, and to hear him roar is the best sound in Africa. If you ask anybody that lives here and has spent time in the bush, they'll all tell you that this is the best sound that you can hear. Now, while we carry on and try and see if we can't get back to the front, let's go back to Byron and see if he's had any luck. See that we're in black and white, and that's because we've gone into infrared, which means we're using a light that the animals can't see, so that I don't have to blind our lion, but we can still watch him as it gets dark, because now it's starting to get very dark here, and there you can see he's still walking down the road. Isn't this cool? So we're seeing in a wavelength of light that is not easy to see at all. Now I'm just going to try and see if we can't pull off here. There's a little gap that we're going to pull off now, and we're going to let another vehicle come past again, because this is how we do it. So we have to go in and out, in and out, in and out, and we'll try and see if we can't get to an area just now where we can get in front of him so I can show you his beautiful face and his really nice big mane, because he's got such a pretty mane, this male, nice and dark and big. Oh, Lani, you're wondering, are the lions friendly and why don't they attack? Well, the lions are not friendly, it's just that they don't attack because they are habituated. Now, habituated means that they are used to the vehicles. They know that the vehicles are not going to hurt them, they're not going to steal food from them, and that's why they don't worry about us. Also, as babies, their mom hasn't taught them that we are food, and so they just see us as somebody that just moves around much like a tree almost, except that they don't really want to come too close to us because we're still a big object. And you can see, look, he's rolling around in dung at the moment, so there's probably dung from a buffalo that he's rolling around in. Now, the reason that they do this sometimes is to try and cover their scent. A lion smells a certain way, and so some animals out here will be able to smell that lion and know that there's a dangerous animal close by. So what he does is he rolls around in the buffalo dung, and that then masks his scent and makes it difficult to be able to actually smell the lion, and then he can walk around without being seen as much. But isn't he beautiful? Look at him now. I don't think he's going to lie down for long. I'm pretty sure he's going to get up soon, because he's been walking all afternoon, and now that he's finished rolling around, you'll find that he will decide to start moving again. Just trying to see if I can't find a better way to see you, because I know there's a bush in the way, but unfortunately I don't have any space to go anywhere else, so we'll just have to try and sort of watch him through the bush at this stage. Here in the Sabi Sands there's lots of trees around, and so sometimes we have to just see things a little bit through the trees itself. But isn't he funny that he's rolling around all over on his back? There we go. Now he's back over again. And look at the teeth. Do you see how big his teeth are? He's got very big teeth, and he needs those big teeth because when he catches food, the four big canines on the top and bottom of the jaw, they're going to be used to try and kill the animal that he catches. And then he's got other teeth in his mouth on the side that are like triangles, and those triangles will basically cut little chunks of meat off, and that's how he eats. It's a little bit different to the cows and the other animals that will use big flat teeth to grind down the food and make sure that it is all in small little bits. The lions just want big chunks, and they'll then cut those chunks off and then eat them.
Look at the size of his feet as well. You see how big his paws are? So, Nehan, you want to know, does the lion have a name? Well, Nehan, he does. His name is Tinyo, which means tooth. And the reason why he's called Tinyo is because if you look on his upper left jaw, so where his paw is at the moment, he's missing a tooth there, and that's why we called him Tooth, is because he's only got 3 canines and not 4. So when he walks around, sometimes his lip just goes in and it gets caught a little bit, and that's how we can tell it's him. Now hopefully he'll roll over and I can show you what I mean, but his name is Tinyo, and he is from the coalition called the Birmingham Coalition. So the Birminghams are the 4 boys that walk around together, and they are our dominant males, and they've grown a lot. They were new males last year, and in the last year they've gotten much bigger, and their manes are getting nice and black, and that's because they're dominant. The mane, when they first are young little boys, is a sort of goldy color, and then as they get darker, and older, so they get darker, because as they produce testosterone, so they produce a chemical called melanin, and the melanin darkens the mane and makes it all black like this, which then shows the females that they are strong males, and also shows other males that they are big, strong, powerful males and mustn't be played with. Are you having fun, big boy? There we go, up he goes again. Is he going to roar for us again? Like I said, unfortunately we're at the back of the line again, so we're going to have to just let him go, and we're going to wait for the others to come past us, and then, but he is going to roar again. So we're going to try and see if we can't get him to roar again for us. It sounds like he's just starting to warm his lungs up. And hopefully soon he's going to let out another big roar like we saw just now. Alright, now we're going to try and see if we can't get to the front again, and while we do that, Byron has got the complete opposite of a lion and has got a little bunny to show you. He is indeed, so he's just walking in front of us now, and you can see he's walking towards that light. And I wonder if he's not going to have a drink. There's another little water hole here where he can have some water, and so maybe, just maybe, he's going to have a little drink here. I'm not sure if he will, but we're going to try and see. And what we're going to also try to do is just see if we can get around him so I can show you his face. Mateo, a lion will live, a male lion, normally between 12 and 15 years as a male. A female can live as much as 18 years, but it's generally a male that lives a little bit longer. Now, I'm just quickly going ahead so that I can show you his beautiful face. So, hold on 2 seconds. It's a quick little loop around. And here we go. There we go. So there is our male. Under the sunset, you can see the clouds. Isn't this beautiful? And there he is, just walking straight towards us now. Look how magnificent that male is. Hello, boy. And he's just saying hello to all of you. He's looking up at you just to wish you all a happy day, and hope that you are really having fun with us and enjoying your afternoon with this incredible lion that we have. Sorry, Ferg, don't worry. I'm going to turn around and make your life a little easier. Don't fall off the chair. So Ferg said he almost fell off the chair, and you don't want to fall off a chair near a lion, because we know lions eat meat, and we don't want Ferg to be eaten. Ferg, do you want to be eaten? No. No, okay. Excellent. Not today. I would rather you stay on there, because otherwise I have to fill out some paperwork if you fall off. But he's still just moving slowly down, and the rest of his brothers apparently were seen to the other side of us here, straight where he's walking. So maybe, just maybe, they're going to join up and we'll see all of them together. can see he's still just walking straight. And this is why male lions can move big distances at night, is because they look for their brothers and they also patrol their territory. And so it means they cover a lot of distance and they can go quite far. Sometimes they'll even walk as much as, I was just listening to some impalas alarm calling at him, but they can move sometimes more than 10 miles in a night just trying to patrol their territory. Roshni, you say he looks awesome in infrared? Well, we'll get into that now. Look at the saliva coming out. So cool. So, and Dresia, you say crazy cool. Well, there doesn't get anything better than that. That is my favorite sound in the whole world. I absolutely love listening to male lions roar. It is so nice to hear them. And it is crazy cool. It's as cool as it gets, really. So we're very fortunate to be able to be experiencing this. And did you see the saliva as he was roaring? Because he's pushing so much sound out, there is saliva coming out of his mouth, and you can actually see him almost spitting as he exerts all of this force, because he's using his lungs and he's using his big voice box. Now our voice box is about the size of a matchbox, but his voice box is almost the size of my forearm. And so when he roars, he's compressing the sound through there with big lungs and muscles that are attached to his hips, and that forces the lungs and the air out, and that's why that sound can travel so far. Other male lions will be hearing him roar at over 3 miles away, which is crazy. In fact, even almost 5 miles away. So Nathan, you say how far can his roar be heard? As I just said, as much as 5 miles away. So he can be heard a long way if you're another lion. Us as people, we'll only hear them at about 3 miles, but that's still a long way. Imagine trying to shout and hear your friend at 3 miles away. It's going to be very difficult. You probably won't hear him at all. But this is cool. We're being so spoilt at the moment. And the fact that he's just walking down the road for us just makes life that much better. So Lynn, you say that vibration is so powerful. It is indeed, and I can't tell you how even the car, bits of the car will move a little bit when he roars like that. Now, he hasn't even roared at us, he's been roaring away from us. But you can imagine if he roars at you, and if there's more than one male, then the sound is absolutely phenomenal. It really is huge. Now, I'm going to just quickly turn my lights on so that we can see him better, because he's not looking at me now. When he's looking at me, I don't want to use my lights, and that's when we use our infrared lights. But when he's walking away, it's easier that we can see him and see where we're driving, so that I don't have a car crash, because we don't want to have a car crash as we're going. Now you see how he's got a black tail. Now the reason he's got a black tail is because that's when he's following. He wants his brothers, or if his brothers are following him, or if he's with other lions, they can see him as he walks through the grass. And that allows him then to be able to follow one another, and also for him to be able to see his friends. Now I'm going to try pull off a little bit more, because we need to let our friends come past, talking about friends, and let them have a nice sight as well. So we'll let them come through. And there he goes. He's just going to carry on down the road and keep walking. And we're going to keep following him as well. And we'll just keep leapfrogging as we go. Now, we're going to carry on following our lion. And Byron is still looking for other animals that come out at night. Well, we are still trying to keep up with our lion. He's just going around the corner, but he is slowly but surely heading to our southern boundary. So he's going to probably, in all likelihood, cross out. Now I'm going to have to turn off my light so that I don't blind the guys in front of us. You can see they're using their flashlight to see what's going on, and so we don't want to blind them because they are in front of us. And he is just moving slowly down towards
a big dam, and I thought he was going to drink, but it doesn't look like he's going to drink. Tina, you're wondering if the light bothers him? No, not really. If you don't shine it in his eyes, then he doesn't worry too much. When you shine it in his eyes, then he gets a little bit upset and he doesn't like it too much because it's very bright. But the thing about a lion's eyes is that its pupil can move very quickly, and so it's able to see what's going on, and it can adjust its pupil so that not a little bit of less light comes in or more light comes in, and so that keeps it from being hurt in any way. The system of the animals don't have that situation. They unfortunately can't do that. Now it looks like he's going off into the thicket, so I think we might have to leave him there as he goes, because I don't think we're going to be able to follow him through there. But he was so good to us and he let us see lots of him, so I'm going to try and probably leave him there as he strides off into the thicket itself. But that was so amazing. Very, very cool. You can see he's just disappearing through there. What a special evening. That was amazing. Zinti, you're asking why are lions found mostly during sunsets? Well, it's because lions are sleepy animals, because they have a big mane and a fur coat. They don't really like the heat, and so they spend most of their time sleeping during the day, and then at night they will come out and go and start to move around because they will be cooler. But also the situation is that they can know that the prey animals don't see as well at night as they do. A lion can see much better. They see like we do in daylight, even at night, and so they can hunt much better at night. And that's why you find that they move more in the evenings. Also, when it gets dark, they know it's time to roar and to make sure that they tell everybody what's going on before the night starts. And so that's why they're up at that time. Right, we're going to go through an area where we've got a little bit of bad signal, and that means that we might break up. And so before we do that, let's go to Byron and see if he's had any more luck.